Let's start in a supported bridge. So if you have a block, you can put that under your sacrum. If you don't, you can put maybe a couple pillows underneath. And if you like, you can keep your feet flat on the floor. Or if you're able to, go ahead and stretch your legs out so you get a nice hip flexor stretch here and a gentle back bend. Just make sure the block is not too high up so it's on your spine. You really want it on your sacrum. So it should feel really comfortable and relaxing when you have that in the right spot. So we're going to settle in. And for this class, for runners, we are really going to focus on hip flexors, hamstrings, and strengthening those glutes a little bit. So those seem to be a big problem for most runners. So we are going to focus on those because those can contribute to bad posture, low back pain, shin and knee pain as well. So we'll see what we can do to get your hamstrings, your hip flexors more flexible, get some glute strength in there to help improve your running and overall well-being. So whatever's happened so far today, just relax and let that all go. Just try to focus on yourself for the next hour. Okay, if your legs are stretched out, go ahead and bring your feet flat on the floor and lift your hips up just enough to remove your pillows or your block. And then we'll settle our hips back down and bring our knees into our chest and give yourself a little rock side to side. And then we'll go ahead and make our way into a down dog. And just kind of open up the back of the body here just for a little bit. Stretch, maybe walk your dog, moving your knees, bending them and stretching into the other leg. And then we'll step to the front of the mat and inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Then we'll inhale up to rise. Then we're going to take a few half salutations. So inhale your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Then we'll inhale, arms rise, hands together. And then we'll do that again. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. And inhale up to rise. We'll do that once more. So exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. And inhale up to rise. Hands to heart center. Now from here, let's cross the right foot over the left, and then inhale and then exhale forward. So this is an excellent IT band stretch, which is also a tight area for a lot of runners. So try to lean a little bit more forward when you're in these forward folds when you're standing, and you should feel a nice stretch there. So we're going to hold these for 10 breaths so you really get a good opening for the hamstrings and the IT band. But don't force. We are still early in the practice, so you're not warm yet. So really take your time. And ease into it. Okay, then inhale up to rise. And then we will switch. So we'll bring your left foot over the right. then inhale, rise, and then exhale, forward fold on this side. Just notice the differences between sides. We usually have a lot more tightness in one side than the other, and that's perfectly normal. So just notice and then let the thought go away. In yoga, we do try to keep our body in balance as much as we can. It's a lifetime goal. And just breathe and feel the opening. Okay, then we'll inhale up to rise. And then let's separate our feet. Let's go about mat width, and then we're going to come into a squat. So we'll be doing several of these throughout the practice. And try to have your hands in prayer and kind of push out on your knees with your elbows. If you can, if this is difficult, go ahead and sit on a block. This is excellent for glute strength and also opening the hips. So try to straighten your back up as much as you can and really push into those knees. We'll just hold this for a few breaths. Okay, then go ahead and straighten the legs and bring them back to hip width. So inhale, flat back, and then grab your big toes with your two-piece fingers and your thumb. Kind of encircle your big toes. Inhale, flat back, and then we'll exhale, forward fold. And make sure you lean a little bit more forward when you're in these. Let's get a little bit of more of a hamstring stretch here. But again, don't force, just allow your body to open. Then we'll inhale, flat back, and release your toes, and then come up to rise. Okay, we'll go ahead and bring your feet together, and inhale, rise, exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back, and exhale, bring your right foot behind you with your knee on the ground, and we'll come into a crescent moon pose. So really bend that front leg and stretch that hip flexor. The right leg should be stretched out behind you so you get a nice hip flexor stretch here. Then you might be able to get a little bit of a back bend. And then hands down. We'll come back into down dog. And we'll hold this for 5 breaths to really get that opening. Try to stretch those heels towards the ground. Then bring your right leg up, and then we'll bring it between the hands and come into a crescent moon on the left. Inhale, rise, then exhale, hands to the ground, and bring your left foot up to meet the right. Exhale, fold, then inhale to rise. And we'll do that again on the left. So exhale, forward fold, inhale, flat back, exhale, left leg back, knee on the floor. Rise and really stretch into that hip flexor. Lift your chest up. And then exhale, hands down, come back into down dog. Then we'll hold this for 5 breaths. Inhale your left leg up and reach your foot between the hands. Come onto your right knee just for one breath. Inhale. And then exhale, hands down, and bring your right foot to meet the left. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to rise. Then we'll do that once more on each side. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, right leg back, knee down. Up into crescent moon. Maybe you can get a little more of a back bend here. And exhale, hands down. Go back to down dog. We won't hold this one as long. Inhale, right leg up. Step in between the hands. Come down on your left knee for one breath. Exhale, hands down. Bring your left foot to meet the right. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. And inhale up to rise. One more time. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, left foot back, knee down. Inhale, rise. And exhale, hands down. Come back into down dog. Inhale your left leg up. Step between the hands. Bring your knee down for one breath. Inhale. Exhale, hands down. Bring your right foot to meet the left. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale to rise. And hands to heart center. Arms rise, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, jumper step back. Take your chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. And exhale back to downward facing dog. Let's go ahead and lift the right leg up. Bend and open your hip. Then we'll bring our right knee into our right tricep. And then inhale, lift. And exhale, crunch into your right tricep. And one more. Inhale. And exhale, right knee to right tricep. Inhale up, open up the hip. And then we'll go ahead and step between the hands and come into crescent lunge. So inhale your arms up. And then we'll make fists and then bring the left knee bent and then right arms down and exhaling. Inhale, straighten the back leg. And exhale, bend, bringing your arms down. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Then inhale your arms up, straighten your back leg. We'll hold crescent for a few more breaths. Maybe try to get more of a back bend here. And then we'll bring our hands into heart prayer and take a twist. So we'll hook our left elbow outside our right knee. And you can keep your hands in prayer, or if you'd like to put your left hand on the ground, right arm up, or perhaps take a bind. So whatever works for your body. Maybe a half rep. Really open up your chest towards the right. And then inhale back to center, arms up. And then exhale, hands down, back to down dog. Then we'll do that on the left. So lift your left leg up, bend and open your hip. And then we'll bring your left knee into your left tricep. Inhale, leg up. Exhale, knee into right tricep. Inhale up. And exhale, knee into left tricep. Inhale, bend and open your hip. And then exhale, bring your left foot in between your hands and come into a crescent pose. And then we're going to bend the right knee, bend the arms, and bring them down. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhale, straighten the leg, and exhale, bend and bring the arms down. Inhale up, then exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Then inhale, we'll hold this crescent pose. Try to straighten that back leg. Get a nice hip flexor stretch there. Then we'll bring our hands to heart prayer and take a twist on this side. So your right elbow outside the left knee. And you can keep your hands in the prayer position or any of the other modifications. Just try to get that chest twisted over to the left. And then we'll inhale back up to center. And bring our hands down. Come back to down dog. And we'll jump or step up to the front of the mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to rise. And then we'll exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, jump or step back. Take your vinyasa. And we'll meet in down dog. From here, let's lift our right leg up and step between our hands and come into a crescent pose. And we'll just hold this one for about 5 breaths. So really try to straighten that left leg, sink into your right knee, and then lift your arms up and maybe get more of a back bend here. And then we'll take that twist again. So whatever variation you would like here, go ahead and take that and really twist into it. Maybe you can get a little further this time. With the hands extended maybe, or possibly that bind. And inhale back up to center. Keep your balance. And then we'll bring our hands down and come back to down dog. And go ahead and lift your left leg up, and then we'll step between the hands and come into crescent on this side. So arms up, sink down into your legs, try to straighten that right leg out. Lift your arms up and try to get a little bit of a back bend there. Then we'll come into that twist. So start with hands in prayer, hook that right arm around the left leg, and come into your variation. And inhale back up to center. Bring your hands down, come back into down dog. Then we'll jump or step up to the front of the mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to rise. And hands to heart center. And from here, we'll take another squat. So have your feet hip width apart and then sink down into your squat. And there are blocks there if you need it. Just try to get a little deeper into it this time. Push your elbows into your knees and really open them up. And then go ahead and straighten those legs and bring them hip width apart. And let's put our hands underneath our feet so that your toes are next to your wrists. And inhale, flat back. And then if you can, exhale and fold and bend your elbows to get a little more of a stretch here. And try to lean forward so you get that nice hamstring stretch. Okay, let's inhale, flat back, releasing. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to rise. And hands to heart center. Let's bring our feet back together. Inhale, rise. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, jump or step back and take your vinyasa. Inhale, up dog. Back to down dog. So we're going to lift our right leg up, bend and open your hip. And then we'll bring our knee towards our nose. So inhaling up, rotating open, and exhaling knee to nose. One more. Inhale. And exhale, crunch. And inhale, open up one more time. And then we'll step between the hands and we're going to come towards the side of our mat into goddess. So toes out, heels in, sink into it. And then we'll inhale, rise, and exhale, arms down, knees bent. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale up, and then we're going to sink down into goddess and hold this for 5 breaths. So try to sink down your hips as low as you can. Arms raised. And then lift up, and then we'll bring our toes in, heels out, and we'll lift and then come into a forward fold. So your hands will be on the ground like chaturanga arms, so your elbows in. Try to sink your head toward the floor, and if it comes easily to the floor, go ahead and scoot your feet a little bit together so that you can have more space there. And really lean into that forward a little bit. Then inhale, flat back, and then we're going to take a twist over the right leg. So go ahead and grab your right ankle. If you'd like to lift your arm or wrap it, you can certainly do that. Just try to get that nice stretch into the right hamstring. And inhale to center, and then we'll twist over the left. So right hand comes around the left ankle. Lift that left arm up or wrap. in the hip crease and breathe into it. And then we'll inhale to center, hands on hips, and inhale up. Come into warrior two for a moment, and then swing our hands down and come into down dog. We'll lift our left leg up, bend and open the hip. Then crunch your left knee in towards your nose. 2 more. Inhale up. Exhale, crunch. Inhale up. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, open 1 more time. And then we'll step between the hands and come into goddess on this side. So we'll sink down into it, and then we'll inhale, move up, lift up, bend your legs, arms down. Do 4 more. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. And we'll inhale, our arms rise, and then sink down into your goddess, and we'll hold this for 5 breaths. And then inhale up to rise, and then we're going to bring our toes in, heels out, lift up, and then forward fold. Let's grab our big toes this time, lift up, and then fold into it. Then we'll lift halfway up, inhale, and then we'll take that twist on this side. So lean over that right leg, and whatever variation you had with your right arm, either straight up or maybe wrapped. We'll inhale to center and then forward fold over that left leg. Inhale to center, hands to hips, and inhale, rise. And then we'll take warrior two for a breath on the left. Hands down, come back to down dog. Jumper step to the front of the mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale to rise. And hands to heart center. Okay, we're going to come into one last squat. So go ahead and separate your feet mat width and squat down as far as you can. Hopefully you can get a little bit deeper into it this time. Using your elbows, push your knees out and sink into it, and try to keep your back as straight as possible. So this will hopefully be helping open up your hips and strengthening your glutes a little bit more. Okay, let's come to straight legs. Bring your feet together. Exhale, forward fold, and then inhale up to rise. And hands to heart center. Okay, we're going to inhale, rise. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to flat back. Jump or step back to chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. And exhale back to downward facing dog. We'll lift our right leg up, bend and open your hip. And then we'll bring our right knee to our left tricep. And we're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, right knee to left tricep. 1 more, inhale. And then exhale. Inhale, bend and open your hip. Then we'll bring our right foot between our hands and come into crescent pose. So we're going to hold this for a moment before we come into standing split. So go ahead and lean forward over the right leg, hands on the floor. If you can, go ahead and grab your right calf with your right arm. Maybe you can possibly bring both arms up. And try to keep your hips flat with the floor. Rotate your left foot in so your hips are squared. Just try to bend into it. Then inhale, flat back. We're going to come back into crescent. And then we're going to straighten the right leg. So you might want to bring your left foot in a little bit and rotate your foot at a 45-degree angle. We'll lift up with the left hand and then bring that to the floor on the inside or outside of that right foot. And then if you can, go ahead and bring your right hand up to the sky. Now try to keep your hips level in this position as well. So this is an excellent hamstring stretch and IT band stretch for the right leg. And just breathe into this and feel that nice opening of the side of the hip and the leg. And we'll inhale, flat back, come back up to crescent. And then hands down and come back into downward facing dogs. Then we'll bring our left leg up, bend and open the hip. Bring your left knee over to your right tricep. Inhale, lift. Then exhale, crunch. 1 more time. Left knee up. And left knee to right tricep. Okay, bend and open your hip. And then step your left foot between the hands and come into crescent. And then we're going to fold over the front leg into standing splits. So lift that right leg up. And if you can, put your left forearm around your left calf and bend into it. Remember to rotate your right foot in so your hips are level with the floor. And then go ahead and inhale, flat back, and then come into crescent for a moment. Inhale up. Then we're going to straighten that left leg and bring that right foot flat on the floor at a 45-degree angle. And then rotate your left hand on the inside or outside of that foot. You might want to use your block here. This is an excellent pose for the block if the floor is a little too far away. And lift that left arm up. Okay, go ahead and inhale, flat back. Cut back into warrior A for a moment. And then bring your hands down and meet us back in down dog. Go ahead and jump or step to the front of the mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to rise. and hands to heart center. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Jump or step back and take your vinyasa. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, down dog. And from here, we're going to come to the floor. So we're going to do a toe and foot stretch. So tuck your toes underneath you, and then if you can, sit back on your heels. If this is too much, you can use your block to sit on whatever level works for you. But this is an excellent stretch for the toes and the entire bottom of the foot, where all the lower body lines of energy called meridians or nadis run. So this is a really great way to awaken all of those energy lines and help unblock any blockages that you might have in your lower meridian lines. I know it can be pretty intense, so just try to breathe through the sensations and remember that nothing lasts forever. Just a little bit longer. Okay, go ahead and lean forward and tap those feet out. That should feel really good to you right now. Tap, tap, tap. And then we're going to keep our feet flat and then sit back on our heels again. And then let's push up so our knees come up off the floor to give us a nice stretch along the shins and the front of the ankles. And then we'll just hold this for 10 breaths total. So really breathe into that and feel that nice sensation. Okay, go ahead and bring your knees down. Tap out a little bit if you like. And then we'll come into down dog for a moment. Wiggle it out. Then we'll bring our right foot up between the hands with your left knee on the floor. We're going to come into crooked monkey. So bring your right foot out to a 45-degree angle and then grab your left foot with your right hand and rotate your chest open to the side. And if you'd like to go further, you can bring your left forearm down to the ground and really feel a nice twist in your chest, opening in the hip and stretch of the front left quadricep. And you can go ahead and bring that sole of the foot, the right foot up off the floor so it's just the outer edge to really get into the pose here. Okay, go ahead and release. Come back into down dog. And then we'll do the left side. So left foot up to the front of the mat. Bring your hands inside your foot. Rotate your left foot out in a 45-degree angle and grab your right foot with your left hand and then bring your hand or your right forearm to the ground. And then twist open as much as you can to feel that nice opening in the front of the right quadricep, left hip, and that nice opening rotation of the chest. Okay, go ahead and release that and come back into down dog for a moment and shake it out. And from there, we're going to come onto our bellies for locust pose. So stretch your arms out to the side, hands down, palms down. And then we'll go ahead and lift up our upper body and then at the feet, trying to keep them hip width if you can, and really lift up as much as you can to get a nice engagement of the entire back of the body. So this is an excellent strengthening for the back of the body and a nice heart opener. And then exhale down, using your hands as a pillow. Go ahead and rest your forehead for a moment. And we're going to do that one more time. Okay, let's do that one more time. So but this time we're going to interlace our hands behind our back and then lift up as high as you can with your chest and your legs. And then make sure you look forward or down so you don't tweak your neck. You don't want to look up here. Just try to engage the back of your body and lift up as high as you can. And then exhale down and rest your hands, your forehead on your hands. We're going to do 2 more back bends now called bow pose. So go ahead and grab your ankles if you can, or if you have a strap, you can use that. And go ahead and lift up your entire body. And this has the benefit of an additional shoulder stretch. And it works the front of the quads and stretches those a little bit as well. So just lift up as much as you can. Let's be here for a little bit longer. And then relax. And rest your head down on your hands again. And we're going to do bow pose one more time after this. Okay, let's do that one more time. You can grab your outer ankles, or if you like, you can get a little more into your inner ankles, and this will give you even more of a shoulder stretch here. And lift up as much as you can. And release. Good job. Might want to shake out your hips a little. Okay, from here, we're going to make our way to our back. And if you have a strap, you might want to grab that. So we're going to bend our right knee, and then if you can, grab your big toe. If not, you can use a strap, or possibly even grab around your foot. And then lift your foot towards your head. And let's keep our left hand on our left thigh to try to keep that grounded. And then you're going to use your core to lift your head up toward your leg. So this is great for engaging the core and getting a nice hamstring stretch here. And then we're going to bring our head down and then rotate your right leg out as far as you can without lifting your left hip up. So it's good to keep your hand on your left hip just to make sure that's still grounded. And just get that nice opening in the hip and the hamstring there. And then look over toward the left. Okay, then go ahead and bring that up to center. Bring your head towards your leg one more time. Then release your right leg. Just notice the difference for a moment before grabbing the left toe or with your hand or your strap. Then go ahead and bring that foot towards your head and then engage your core and lift your head up towards your leg, keeping your right hand on your right thigh. And if you can, try to get a little bend in that left arm. Okay, go ahead and release your head down, and then we're going to rotate the left leg out to the left. Make sure you keep your right hand on your right hip so that stays grounded, and then look over to your right. Go ahead and bring your leg back up to center. Bring your head towards your leg one more time. And then release your left leg and just notice how you feel for a moment. We're going to come into a figure 4. So your left foot flat on the floor and then bring your right ankle on top of your left knee. Then you can grab behind your left thigh or your left shin and pull your legs close to you so that you feel a nice stretch in the right hip. Now, if you're close to a wall, this is a good pose to put your left foot on the wall so you can totally relax your arms. But if not, just go ahead and pull that close enough so you get a nice, good stretch out of that right hip. And we'll be here for a good 10 breaths so you can really get a nice opening. So just relax and breathe into it. Okay, from here we're going to bring our right knee all the way over the top of the left, and you can grab your shins or your feet, whatever's available, and then try to spread your feet apart so that you get an even deeper stretch here. This is called shoelace pose. So we'll stay here for 10 breaths as well, so you get a nice opening. These are both excellent poses for the outer hip. Okay, go ahead and release your feet. Bring your feet to the floor for a moment. And then we'll switch sides. So the left ankle will go over the right knee, and then we'll bring the knees in toward the chest. You can grab the shin or behind the thigh, whatever works for you. Just make sure your chest, your upper back, and your head are all nice and relaxed. You should feel this all in your left hip. Of course, if you have that wall, you can put your right foot on the wall. And then go ahead and bring that left knee over the top of the right and grab your shins or your feet and then pull those apart as much as you can to get that nice deep stretch. And go ahead and release your feet, bring your knees into the chest for a moment. And we'll be coming into our final pose before Savasana, twist. So come over to your left side and bring your right leg out in front of you. If you can, go ahead and grab that foot with the left hand, and then you'll grab your right leg with the right hand. And then turn your chest up toward the ceiling as much as you can. And you'll feel a nice IT band stretch on the outer right leg. I think I misspoke earlier. The left leg is on the bottom, bent, grabbed by your right hand. Takes a little bit to get into this pose, but it's really great for the front of the bottom leg thigh, a nice stretch there, and then the IT band. And twisting is always good to do toward the end of your practice to reset your spine. Okay, go ahead and release. And then we'll make our way over to the right side. So bring your left leg in front. Grab that with your right hand, and then your bottom, your leg, your right leg. You can grab that if you can with your left hand. And open that chest up to the ceiling. Just feel that nice opening. Go ahead and release and come onto your back. Bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little rock side to side. And then come into happy baby. And you can stay still or you can rock back and forth here. And give yourself one last squeeze before Shavasana. So you can come into your most relaxed position. Or if you prefer a seated meditation, you can do that as well. Just breathe, all the hard part is over, and relax. Start bringing your awareness back into your body. Make small movements with your fingers and toes. Taking your time, bring your knees into your chest and roll over to one side, using your arm as a pillow. Go ahead and make your way up to a seated position, keeping your eyes closed. Let's bring our hands to heart prayer and bow our head in gratitude. Thank you so much for joining me today. Namaste.